Okay, that should be better. Uh, Forgive me, guys. I had to restart my computer because there was something going on. But I want to let you know. Okay, thank you for your attention. There seems to be some interference on what is occurring here, um, and I want to let you know. Okay, I want to let you know that your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset. Okay, your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset. And thank you for your attention. So, today's topic is going to be on problem solving. Why problems exist, why problems present themselves to you, how to get through problems. There are many different problems that you will come in contact with. Problems with your your family, your friends, your business, problems at work, problems with your health, problems with your dog, problems with your car, problems in general. Okay? Problems will exist and you need to know how to get through them. But they exist as a barrier to what we call success. Okay? Um, they exist as a barrier to what we call success. And okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. Okay, you can. So when when we go and excuse me, when God created everything, he created everything with a purpose. And this purpose is discovered in the design of the thing that he created. So whether it be a creator, you and I, right, we are made in his image, or whether it be a creature, a worm, a butterfly, a dog, a cat, a giraffe, a rhinoceros, or whether it be a creation, sound, color, um, a type of taste, like bitterness, mountains. So these three types of create things that God created, including you and I, um, what ends up happening is discovering the design exposes the purpose. But to get to your purpose, you might now understand your purpose, but you might not be operating in your purpose. You might be in your 9 to 5 job. You might be in your, your, I don't know, you might actually own your business, but it's not scaling, it's not growing. You haven't hired any employees. You're still owner operator. You don't want to operate anymore. Um, so you might not be really operating in your purpose. You might know that you're a husband, but you're not married yet. You might know that you're a wife, but you're not married yet. So you have to go through all of these obstacles, but problems only exist to the areas, two types of areas. Okay, you will only experience problems when you are working towards your goals or to accomplish any task. So your goal, all of your goals, you can have 15,000 goals in life. All of your goals point back to your one purpose. You only have one purpose. You only ever have one purpose. And that one purpose is fed by all of your goals. And when you are in your 9 to 5 job, you don't have any goals. Um, you aren't designed to be an employee. I know it sounds like I'm going against the grain here, but it's absolutely true. Who wakes up and is so thrilled that they get to clock in? Who's so like, who thanks God? Yes, you can be thankful, but you have the energy of, ooh, I can't wait to get in and fill out paperwork, flip burgers, and answer calls. That is not creating my legacy. Okay, purpose. Okay, your problems only exist when you are working towards your purpose, when you're on the pathway to your purpose. Another reason or way problems exist is when you are trying to accomplish a task. And a task might not necessarily be for your purpose in life, but it might be, so you might be a pawn in helping someone else accomplish their purpose. And there's nothing wrong with that if you don't stay there. Okay, if you have a 9 to 5 job, or you're literally just here for like a year or two, 5 years, while you're building your business on the side, so you can serve millions of people and help millions of people get closer to God, then that legit is fine in my eyes. Okay, but when you stay there for your entire life and you think that working 60 years for a retirement check is something that is feasible, that's your legacy. You're going to be in shock, because it's simply not true. So problems exist when you are moving towards completing those tasks, whether those tasks lead into your goals that lead into your purpose, or a task that leads into somebody else's goals and their purpose. Or problems also exist when you are walking on the pathway to your purpose. Now, problems are only obstacles. They are only hurdles. Okay. The question I have: do you have the tenacity? Do you have the creativity to navigate through each problem? Okay. Most people, no. So you let someone else solve your problem, and someone else will solve your problem, and you will be stuck in a lifelong space called misery, because you took no initiative to solve your own problem. You didn't enact your creativity. You decided that it's more simple to allow someone else to feed your family, one person. And you're going to reap the benefits of that. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck. You're going to not be able to really take vacations or really thrive with your family. So problems are here for two reasons. Okay? Your problems are only here for two reasons. Number one, they're here to train you. Number two, they are here to test you. Okay? Train and to test. To train and to test. Okay? Just think of when you were in high school. Okay? Your educator gave you math problems on the chalkboard. or the dry erase board, and you had to discover how to get through this equation. You had to discover how to navigate the equation. Do I go addition or subtraction first, or is it parentheses first, or is it whatever first? The PEMDAS. And when you understand that the problem, okay, the problem is problems are only here to train you or to test you. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, do not like to be trained. A lot of people despise training. A lot of people think training is a lot of people think training is a sign that whatever you're working for or towards is not for you. Okay, it's somehow not for you. So when you are like, all problems will create uh all problems will create emotions inside of you. 100% of your problems will create emotions inside of you. It does not matter if you are on the like, if you're a construction worker trying to figure out how to dig around this pipe in the ground that was not actually there, or you need to discover how to talk to your child, because you just learned that they are attracted to the same gender, and or you want to talk to your child because your child is saying that I don't think God is real, and everybody in your household is going to serve the Lord. Or you want to talk to your wife or your husband. Hey, we haven't had sex in a long time. Are you still attracted to me? So, like, emotions will come up, but you should know something. When you are First, you need to discover your purpose. You need to discover your purpose. And when you discover your purpose, you're almost certainly going to accomplish it eventually. You will get there. But as soon as you discover it, your mind will never be able to take it out of your heart. You will go to work. You will understand that your purpose is not here. It's not at it's not at the factory. It's not clocking in at the office. It's not briefing the president of the United States. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, as high as you are or as low as you are. If you're not serving people in a type of way, you're not operating in your purpose. That's just the truth. Okay? That's just the truth. But you're as soon as you start moving in your path, the problems will the problems will be accentuated, like they will be magnified by demons. Okay. One demon in particular will be Leviathan. Okay. And this demon, Leviathan, is the demon that rules over envy and pride. Okay. And more so in this particular example, envy. And envy is just when you don't think that your life is good enough, that God's provision is not enough. So you start to envy yourself, like, oh my God, and self-pity is envy. So, oh, my life sucks. This, it's so hard. Every month I barely have enough money to feed my family. I can't ever take a vacation. I can't ever do anything right. So, woe is me, right? So what ends up happening is you have identified a problem, but now are unwilling to address it and solve it. Okay? People don't have issues identifying problems. The problem that you or problems that you come across, you don't have any issue identifying them. The problem is you aren't willing to solve them, because you're solving the problem. It takes effort. Okay? It takes effort. But when you come across problems, you can easily be tempted by demons to curse God and say that your life is not good enough, that I don't have enough money. Oh, this isn't good enough for me. This simply is not working for me. So that's when God says, oh, okay, I'm not good enough. These demons can be good enough for you. 2 thumbs up, right? And you'll be dancing with the devil at that point. When you go and solve your problems, or go along the path of solving your problems, whatever problem it may be, whether it's like family, business, health, like with your car, now you have this thing called effort that you are putting out, and this effort is being exerted in this thing called creativity. And creativity, I have discovered, is opportunistic. Creativity itself is opportunistic. It clings to the first thing that works. Okay? It clings to the first things that work. And what you need to know, like solving the problem, requires creativity. Okay? So let me just talk about creativity first. And I filmed a post 2-3 days ago about creativity. I'm going to post it today. But you can see creativity and how it operates or connects with opportunity, with like the the women online, more specifically the women who are literally showing their body. They're dancing, they're shaking their butt, they're shaking their breast, showing their cleavage. They're literally leading with their sexual energy. Okay, they're doing this because they don't have a skill, and they don't have a skill so that they can't feed their family. They can't feed themselves. They can't pay their bills. So the creativity in them is taking an opportunity to exploit the sexual immaturity in the human beings that they are broadcasting to, in order to, get their money for the OnlyFans and whatever. Okay. When you are solving a problem and you see in your mind one path forward, and that does not work, it fails. Okay. it does, and you quit, you lack tenacity at that point. At that point, you lack tenacity. Okay, if you attempt again, then the same way, expecting a different outcome, you're insane. Okay, if you attempt again in a different path that you see, great, you are exercising your creativity. Okay, you are exercising your creativity. What ends up happening is people only have the ability to see solving problems in the first way that their mind uh, has seen. Solving problems, it requires so much more. You have to use your imagination. You have to have initiative. You have to have tenacity. And tenacity is the quality of holding firm. Okay? The quality of holding firm. You have to be able to endure. Endure through the pain. People think pain is evil. Okay? And the people who think pain is evil, and the people who think pain is a sign that this path is not for you, is almost certainly entertaining the demon called Belphegor. And this demon Belphegor is the ruler of sloth. Okay. This demon of Belphegor is a ruler of sloth, and sloth is not just about being lazy. Sloth itself is about you accepting life as easy. It only needs to be easy. It must be easy. Okay? And if you think that life must be easy, then you are excusing yourself from your connection to God. And your connection to God, okay, is through Jesus, through a thing called pain. What does pain mean? Pain is the mental agony of Christ. That's what the etymology of the word pain means. The mental agony of Christ. Okay? The word Christ, yes, it means Jesus, Yahweh, Yahushua. It also means the chosen one. So legit, the pain is your connection to Christ. When you avoid pain, you avoid Christ. When you avoid Christ, you avoid God. Okay? When you avoid God, you cannot operate in your purpose. If you are unwilling to solve your problems, you are unwilling to travel and get to heaven. Okay? This is why solving your problems are so important. It's so important for you to be able to at least endure the pain of solving your problems. Have that uncomfortable conversation with your husband or wife. Okay, have the uncomfortable conversation or experience with going to the gym, or looking at your finances, or looking at your bank account, or talking to your child about family legacy and where you want the like your last name to go. And if they don't act this way, they're not going to get it. Like, they have to earn it. Just because they're born in it, like they cannot get all of you. Okay, so we should understand that solving your problems, it doesn't matter who you are, a man, a woman, if you live in the United States, Australia, the Congo, Brazil, China, Russia, Ukraine. It doesn't matter where you live. Legit, it does not matter where you live. Human beings solve problems. This is our connection to God. Pain. Pain. So if you understand your purpose in life, great. Okay? Then that means you can start working towards your purpose. Go along the path and your purpose. If you need to start going in your neighborhood, knocking on doors and telling people about your business. It's super uncomfortable doing. Great, do it. If you have to stay up late and wake up early to work on your sales funnel, to write your book, or to work out. Maybe you don't have money for the gym, so you have to work out at home. Push-ups, sit-ups, and some jumping jacks and burpees and stuff. Like legit, okay? You have to make concessions for that. But you cannot solve your problems if you aren't organized. If you are not organized, you cannot solve problems. Even in math equations, okay? If you don't have an order of operations, an equation comes out with an incorrect product. Equations, PEMDAS, what is it? Parentheses, exponents, whatever. Okay. There's an order. It's a sequential order. Okay. Everything that God created has order. Absolutely everything God created has order. If you think that order is outside of you, then you quite certainly are what I call sloven. Okay? And also, if you think order is outside of you, you are what I call sloven and incorrigible. Okay? Sloven means the person who dresses loosely, like loosely dresses, okay? Almost certainly the people who think that there's that there should be no order to their life. Pants are sagging, they think that their breast should be out, short skirts, it's just weird, really. Okay. Or incorrigible means unable to be corrected. A person who thinks that their life should not be of order because they see nature and they think nature is free. Do you know a tree must grow in a specific manner? If it does not, then it won't grow. The seed must be planted first. And then once the seed is planted, it must stay in the dark for a brief period of time. And then before it even sprouts up, the roots grow first. The roots grow first and the foundation grows first. Then the thing, it sprouts out of the ground. And before it even bears fruit, it has to harden. It can't bear fruit immediately as it breaks ground. And when it first, gets in the light, it has to go through the weather, the rain, the wind, people stomping on it, people spitting on it, people cursing at it, people, cows pooping on it. Like, you are the tree, okay? You have to endure all of that in order to get through to your goals. And all of this is order, okay? And not even just the process of growth. The single cell, like how the single cell organisms reproduce. Like they have to like connect. They have to exchange information. They have to agree to nurture the information, to incubate this information, and this information then reproduces a clone, okay? And then it just keeps on going, and then that's how trees grow. That's how you grow. That's how your business grows. That's how anything grows, okay? So when you think that your life should be free, growth is impossible. When you think life should be free, like you think that there's no rules, no regulation, you answer to nobody, you're incorrigible. You are the person that cannot be reformed. If there's no rules, there is no form. That means incorrigible. Okay, I know you probably haven't heard that word before, but you have now. So in a more tactical sense, using the calendar in your phone is the most simple way for you to be organized. Okay, it's the most simple way for you to be organized. Okay, even if it's to schedule yourself, like let's say you are jobless right now and you're living off the government, you can still set an alarm on your phone to get up and go to and like walk around your neighborhood in the morning, or do push-ups, or brush your teeth in the morning, to get in the shower. Legit, you can, if you're jobless, you have all the opportunity to start your multi-million-dollar business. You should be thanking God for that opportunity. You should be thanking God for that opportunity. He's blessed you so that you can start your multi-million-dollar business. But you don't think so. You have a mindset of, my life is so bad. I have cancer. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I just lost my leg. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm adopted. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm a man. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm a woman. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm a black man. I'm a black woman. I'm homosexual. I'm this and that. It's like, listen here. Everybody's gone through something. Legit. Every adult has gone through something or are going through something. Your tests, the test in your life, as you are going through solving your problems, the test in your life, listen to me, the test in your life is your testimony. If you think that the test in your life is too much, you won't have a testimony. You'll have nothing to tell people. You will have nothing to tell people, hey, I went from here to here, and this is why you need to buy my course. Hey, I was once broke, and now I'm rich. This is why you need to buy my course. Hey, I was once a single mom, and now I'm married, happily married, actually. And with a thriving business with my husband. And this is why you need to buy my book. Hey, I was once an atheist, and now I'm in love with God. This is why you need to buy my book. If you are unwilling to go through the test, okay, you don't have a testimony. So solving your problem is the reason you you get meaning in life. Like the meaning of your life is here from you solving your problems. Okay, the problems of you along your path. And when people tell me that, oh, I'm just going through so much. It's too much. It's too much. I feel like I'm just going to die. Listen to me. Strength is here for you to overcome and dominate things. Okay? You have, like, when you stand up, you are dominating gravity. Okay? When you are, lifting weights, you are dominating the weight. When you are, feeling the pain of sadness, but still get up and go to work, still get up and serve people, still, love your husband and love your wife, but you're sad, you're depressed, you're angry. Guess what? You've dominated that emotion. Nobody said it's supposed to feel good. Where in life? Somebody tell me, where in life did it say you need to feel good in order to find purpose? Where? But every day, every single day you go through and you think that every moment needs to be pleasing. Every moment needs to be satisfactory. It needs to be like you need to feel as if you've won the lottery with every moment. And that's your downfall. Okay? That right there is your downfall. You think that like easy is the way, okay? Problems exist for two reasons: to test you or to train you. Okay? Training sucks on every level. Okay? People often will let me know that they're dealing with a hard time. Family members are passing away. They're going through some depression or something like that. And they book some time with me. And I instantly say, are emotions your leader? Are emotions your master? Do emotions lead you? Ugh. Okay, you can hear me again. Um, so the answer is a resounding no. Okay, emotions do not lead you. Emotions do not guide you. They don't advise you. Emotions are not the compass of your life. Emotions have no root in how you move forward in life. But training sucks. I train people in many ways. One, I have a group of dudes here boxing, okay? And the boxing, they do not like every session. They don't like. It's too hard for them. No, it's not too hard, but every session, every last one of them starts negotiating with pain. Listen to me. Everybody here, whatever problem you're solving, you will experience pain. Do not negotiate with pain. Do not negotiate with pain. Everybody say, I don't negotiate with pain anymore. Okay, thank you. Now, this is just accept pain. Okay? Accept pain if you know that you are in training. If God told you that you are going to be a millionaire, then maybe your financial hardship right now is training for when you are a millionaire. Maybe you need to understand the ins and outs of what it means to be a millionaire, or financially literate, financially responsible, how to invest, like what it feels like to have nothing, what it feels like to gain money, what it feels like to lose it. Your current state is not the end of you, but I want you to know, okay, I really want you to know that what you're going through right now, whether it's a divorce, whether it's financial hardship, whether it's issues in your business, people, employees stealing from you, maybe your life or your business got robbed, or maybe you're actually in like a place where it floods, like Jamaica right now, unfortunately, and your business, you have to restart. Okay, there's always a reason why God brings you through things. Always. Okay, you should know that your life is so particularly set in stone. Like your life is so particularly designed to be exactly how it is. God meant for everything to happen in your life. If you haven't discovered your purpose, one major thing that you should do is learn to discover your purpose. Okay? And discovering purpose means you understand why God created you. To discover your purpose, you must first expose your design. How did God design you? Mind, body, and soul. How did God design you? When you discover that, you will naturally expose your purpose. Okay? There is work is measured in effort. Okay? How much effort you put or you put out is the amount of work that usually can be observed. So more effort, more work. Less effort, less work. I think that's fair to say. And when you don't be afraid of effort. Emotional effort. Don't be afraid of that. If you want to be emotionally intelligent, if you want to be good with your emotions, not let people overwhelm you, the effort required is you to get emotional. People are afraid. Okay. If you want to work on getting better with your finances, you got to dive deeper into your finances. If you want to be better with your muscles, you've got to get better in the gym. If you want to be a faster runner, you've got to run more. Okay? Don't be afraid of effort. You have to understand effort is required for work. But when you are working, exerting this effort, the misconception is, oh, I'm exerting this effort. I'm putting in the work. So now I must see the fruit of my labor. You might not be there yet. You might just be the tree that just sprouted out of the soil. Fruit is not going to come yet. You've got to continue to go. Okay? All work works. Okay? What if the apple tree said immediately after it sprouted, what if it told itself, well, there's no trees left, or there's no fruit, there's no reason for me to try and grow anymore. We'd have no more apples. We'd have no more watermelon. We'd have no more squash. We'd have no more pumpkins. Okay, we'd have no more anything if life had that same thought process. When you are working towards something, it's working on you or it's working for you. Okay? It's working on you or it's working for you. If you put effort to solve a problem and it doesn't work in that pathway, okay? For example, if your child says, I don't think that I need to, talk to God anymore. I don't think God is real. And in your house, you will serve the Lord. You will crack your lips and you will say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. You will say that. You will. Okay. But you approach your child and you say, you will say this. But your child says, no, I'm not going to say this. Okay. So now you have an obstacle on how to solve this problem. If you think going back and just getting louder and saying the same thing is going to change the outcome, that's not how it works. That's not how the equation works. You probably should ask questions. Hey, why do you think you don't need to, thank God in my house? Why do you think this? Well, I need to, be myself and I don't want to follow you. Well, why don't you want to follow me? Well, because I see that you don't have any money and you're always worried about things and God doesn't help you. So why would I thank God and be where you're at? Oh, so, okay, he's associating my life with God and his life with God. And now we can go a different path. Okay? Don't take the same path again and again and again and again and again and expect a different outcome. That's poor problem solving. Okay? Also, we don't solve problems with emotions. We simply don't. Well, I feel like, you don't feel like anything. Hush. You don't feel like anything. We do not solve problems with emotions. Well, I'm my gut. Okay, maybe intuition is telling you something. But intuition and emotions are not the same thing. Most of you have no clue what intuition is, and I don't want to get into it. But we don't solve problems with emotions. Well, I feel happiest when I'm over here, and I really want you to, be happy with me. So let's, maybe you should just stop that. You're not going to get anywhere. Okay? Well, this has been an interesting live. I got what I needed to say out. I want everybody to know you can watch this on YouTube afterwards. And, feel free if you are gifted and stuck. If you are earning 6 figures or more, if you have a business that's not growing, that's not scaling, if you have a spiritual gift and are serious about investing in your spiritual gift, if you want to write your book and you are serious about investing in your growth there, for real, okay, not just venting, because I despise venters, actually. I do. I despise them. Contact me. Okay, contact me. There's a video. It's the first link. If you're on YouTube, it's in the show notes. If you're on anywhere else, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, it's in the link in my bio. It says start there. Okay. Lead or see differently, lead stronger. See differently, lead stronger. See differently, lead stronger. You see with your mind, not your eyeballs. But once you can see differently with your mind, your whole life will change. You stop using your eyes as indicator, like as the only measuring stick for guidance. Okay. I sincerely hope this has blessed you guys. I apologize about the glitching. Next week's topic is boredom. Okay, as you're growing, as you're solving these problems, you will encounter plateaus, which boredom exists. Okay, or maybe you're bored with life now. And boredom is spiritual. And next week, I will get into that a whole lot more and more in depth. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your love for yourself. Remember, we do not negotiate with pain. Problems are only obstacles for our that are in the way of our purpose. If you don't solve the problem, you'll never get to your purpose. Okay? Love is the only way. Now, if you didn't know, now you know.